You can finally do it. What was your OTP?
Mine is Aqua and Ruby.
Oh no! Oh my god!
We got him!
This guy, he's a monster. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Life is Daijoubu. This is episode 61. My name is Cole, and I am joined with the hatted Skylar.
Hi, I have a hat.
He's got his fancy hat on, so he's not going to be rocking his work hat. You can tell it's the fancy one because there's no sweat stains on it. Sorry I'm just doxing you, but I felt like I needed to for this moment.
I mean, it's a sign of a hard worker, so it's okay.
You going to get a haircut soon?
Um,
It's getting kind of long. I can tell it's sticking out the back a
I
little
think
bit.
I need to keep growing it out because you just pointed it out.
I'm going to get a haircut. I'm going to cut my hair tomorrow morning, hopefully. That's
Yeah,
the plan.
I definitely will not.
And I'm also joined by Thane, who is literally the only one keeping with tradition today's episode, rocking the anime shirt under the Jeff Keighley.
Yeah. Wait, here's the real question.
Ben Shapiro jacket. It's not Ben Shapiro. What did we say?
Philip Spencer.
Phil Spencer.
Ben Shapiro also has the same look. You just need the yarmulke.
That's what I thought. He does wear a collared shirt,
Yeah.
but
I was
got
going
the
to
stupid
say,
haircut.
does it count, though? Like, how many times have you worn that anime shirt thing? Is there, like, a certain amount of times you can wear the shirt?
I don't know. There's no number on it. I mean, certain amount of times when it's faded.
I mean,
for wash.
like if we're like that was just what he was wearing. Like he just got lucky.
That's true.
It's just what he was
That's
wearing.
true.
I just threw something on.
Yeah, that's
I live
right.
my life day to day.
These are the hosts. We're the hosts. We're rocking it. We're talking about anime today.
So I was counting who does episode 69, and I thought if it's gonna be me, I gotta pick a sexy anime.
Wait.
But you don't like those.
How far? Because the next episode will be the nutshell
Yeah,
episode,
that's 62.
And then it's me,
then Sky,
63.
and then you. No, it's Thane's next. Because
Yeah,
I did Bakano,
Yeah, I picked next.
and I'm always after you, Ano.
Oh, I did Raka. I
Yeah.
did Raka Saka.
Rocka the Sucka.
What's the last thing you
So
picked?
63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69.
Unless
Unless
the season's
it's the
over.
end of the season, because that could align with the end of the season. It's roughly 5 to
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. So
All right.
we'll find out, guys. I wouldn't explain what we're doing today. Today is the summer 2024 anime season review. We're rocking our Jeff Keighley blazers, our Ben Shapiro haircuts. I'm just kidding. We don't have haircuts.
I'm Mike Rowe from
the
Dirty
thing.
Jobs.
There we go. I'm a Justin Bieber, but he was down on his luck.
You're David Beckham. Wait, you're not down on your luck. Justin.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're David Beckham.
I was thinking more like Justin. Maybe you're right. It's like Justin Bieber if he never lost his like 2010 look and he never got into drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Zac Efron, but he grew a beard instead. It's slightly chunkier.
And he's shorter too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as hot either.
Yeah.
Was never in any High School Musicals, although he might have wished he was.
Never played in any depressing
Everybody.
wrestling biopics.
Everybody wishes they could have been in High School
17
Musical.
again, baby. We're just listening on Zac Efron stuff.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, let's go. Let's move on. We got a show to get to. There is a lot of things for us to cover, but as is tradition, we have to start with the news. That's almost one of those things that's never going to stop. We're always going to be doing it. I honestly don't have a lot today. We've got some new season announcements and then one new show announcement. Let's start with the one new show announcement. I had to put the full name because it's ridiculous. The lady blessed by the gorilla god is adored by the royal knights. You can't. I mean, the answer's right on there, Sky. No guessing.
Let me guess. It's a manga, but OG light novel.
There you go. Yes, It's originally a light novel, but technically this anime is an adaptation of the manga. Is what it looked like.
I cheated.
I don't know anything about this, but I'm sure you can get the gist of it from the title alone. Thane's read all 5 volumes, so he can tell us more about it.
I'm sure from Gorilla God, it's like a woman that's buff. Maybe.
It would have said goddess.
Yeah,
it's
that's
definitely a man.
true.
Definitely a man.
The Gorilla God. That's
Okay.
like an Xbox gamer
Does it
tag.
give you
dude.
Gorilla Glue?
XX Gorilla God.
Wait, is the Gorilla God that
69XX.
gorilla in the Gorilla Glue ads where he just
Yes.
appears?
Oh, I hope so.
It's,
Yeah.
it's the gorilla that does the Phil Collins drum solo.
Yeah.
The do. I can feel it.
Yeah. Have you seen that clip?
I
It's
don't
a straight
know.
up dude dressed as a gorilla and then playing that drum solo.
And it, like even does like the whole beginning, and he's just like waiting for it.
Yeah.
I think it's an ad for like
Twix or something.
no, it's like for that that
Gorilla
one
Glue, hopefully.
chocolate. I can't
Mr.
remember,
Beast
but
chocolate
whatever.
bar?
Let's.
Yeah.
With Prime. All right, so lastly for news, we've got some new seasons announcements, season 2 sequels and stuff. We did say this one last week. It's Isla sometimes forgets or hides her feelings in Russian. We mentioned it, but I figured it's the end of the season. Let's throw it in here too. There it is. It's getting a season 2. Of course, we got a banger. Freerun is confirmed literally today to get a season 2. It's in production.
Yo.
So we're all very much so looking forward to that with anticipation. And then Skylar is especially, there we go, that's the word, excited for this one. That time I got reincarnated as slime, season 4, and a movie. It's getting a movie as well, so I'm sure he's looking forward to that, as he's got glowing reviews for this previous season we just got.
Current. Oh, I guess it ended today, so we
Yeah.
have previous.
And I'm sure we'll probably get to hear about that from him later on. I imagine it's on his list somewhere.
You know exactly where it is.
I can guess. And that wraps up the news. We've got really nothing else that was not a lot of comments on Anime News Network. That's how I look for them. I see if they got a lot of comments, and that's why I click.
Definitely don't have any news on Crunchyroll anymore.
No, they don't. All right, it's time. We're gonna do our our summer 2024 anime season recap. Here it is. Starting out where we start out every time with Mal's top 5. I say it every time now, but we're just saying Mal's top 5 because that's where I get them. And Mal's the thing that most people use when they should be using AniList.
Amen.
Just
if you're,
use
if you're
AniList.
still using Mal, grow up, okay? It's not 2005. Grow up.
Wake up, a boomer.
Yeah.
Somehow the smaller operation knows better UI than the freaking multi.
I'm pretty sure it's
Million.
just because Mal's stuck in HTML and they can't get
Yeah.
out anymore.
Yeah, they can.
There's a couple of these really old websites that are stuck in HTML, and it would just
Yeah.
cost way too much money to have somebody like hired to transfer all their resources over. So
True. I guess over time you can try to make a website in the back end, but you're kind of stuck in the front end.
absolutely. But without further ado, here we go. First up, we have Oshinoko Season 2 at an 8.57.
Banger.
I'm going to try my best. Makine, Too Many Losing Heroines at an 8.37. I didn't put the full title for this one because no one's going to know their full title for this one. It's Near Automata, whatever you want to say. However you are with your pronunciations, is at an 8.02. We have The Elusive Samurai at a 7.95. Fairy Tale 100 Nen Quest at a 7.91.
Weird way to say year, but okay.
I didn't even know that Fairy Tail was getting another season this season. So that says a lot about what I think about Fairy Tail.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it.
I don't like it. I don't care.
A surprising one to show up here is Pseudo Harem at a 7.89. Next is Wistoria, Wand and Sword at a 7.86. Isla sometimes forgets, or I keep saying forgets. Isla sometimes hides her feelings in Russian at a 7.72. Now this last one, I actually didn't put the full title. What you see here is like
Half of it.
maybe a third of the title. It's The Magical Girl and the Evil Lieutenant at a 7.62. I don't know the full title. There's no way I'm going to remember all that. It was long. I don't know what this is either, if I'm being honest. But there it is, Mal's top 5. I don't know why we call it top 5 as well, because it's clearly not a top 5 anymore. I'm going like a top 7 at this point, top 8.
I mean, you've mentioned in every episode, though, that you like to try to do ones that aren't just season 2s as well. Because
Yeah.
there's season 2s plus Fairy Tale season 34.
And Near, was that the one you were talking about?
Yeah, that
Okay,
one.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Oshinoko.
Yeah, that's what I tried. I try, but maybe next time will be the time I finally rework this category into something different. But it'll be more of the same and just in a different way.
Do we want to do the thing, too, before we jump into it, where we all just mention the shows we watched? Because
yeah.
there's shows that I've watched that I don't talk about at all.
I don't have my cell phone, but I
didn't
know
write
the
in-
two
I didn't write all
shows
my
that I
shows
didn't.
down.
I didn't put on here that I didn't talk about on here, so I should be okay.
You want to go first because you remember?
I'll go first while it's in my head. So I watched Pseudo Harem, Dahlia in Bloom, 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, Tasuketsu, I think that's how you say it. Fate of the Majority, No Longer Allowed in Another World, Oshino Ko Season 2, Isla Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian, Days with My Stepsister, oh, shoot. It was Love is Divisible by Twins, and I believe that's everything. I believe that's all I had.
I don't remember all I've watched, but I'll give a generalization. There's got a Tower of God, Bye Bye Earth, Oshinoko, Nier Automata, Sakana. That's 2 video game adaptations. I actually quite enjoyed those. Yatagarasu, Spice and Wolf, several dropped anime I'll get into. My dear friend Nokotan.
I watched that as well.
Yeah.
Forgot that. That I did. Yeah,
And
same.
some I'm trying to remember. Elusive Samurai. I watched. Yeah, it's on here somewhere. Actually, I don't think it is, but whatever. Elusive Samurai. Let me actually see if it's. Yeah, that's all I can remember right now off the top of my head. But that's kind of the shows I watched.
Okay, so I watched. Are you done? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I watched Slime Sama Season 4, My Hero Season 7, Suicide Squad, Oshinoko Season 2, Days with My Stepsister, Senpai is an Kanoko.
Otokonoko?
Thank
Yeah.
you. 2.5D Seduction.
This guy's white. Get him.
Love is Indivisible by Twins, Sakuna, Rice and Ruin, Isla Sometimes Hides Her Feelings, and Elusive Samurai.
You watched a lot. More than me.
Well,
oh. I mean, same here, but... So, I guess this is a great time to talk about honorable mentions. And I meant to make this a category, but I thought about it after I printed out the paper, so I figured we'd just talk about it now. I want to take this time, before we talk about our thoughts overall, to talk about the shows that we don't have on our list anywhere else. And for me, there's 3 shows. There's My Dear Friend Nokotan. So Nokotan. Love is Indivisible by Twins. I don't have that on my paper at all. And technically I do have that one. So it's just those 2 shows, for me anyway. Nokotan, I jumped into that one. Honestly, I'm not going to even talk about it because I'm already changing one of the things on here for Nokotan, so holding off on that one. But we'll talk about Love is Indivisible by Twins. Skylar, you watch the show as well.
Yes, sir.
My thoughts, it's an incredibly slow, boring burn to get to somewhere that I did not enjoy. I liked the back and forth for a bit there, but it got old, and by the end of it, I was not happy with the ending.
It's because I'm assuming that it's a slow burn leading up to like dangling in front of your face, and then they want you to either wait for more or go read the whatever
Fair.
they have, manga,
The original or whatever.
yeah,
original
whatever.
source.
Yeah.
Did you have this on your list somewhere?
No, this
Okay.
What
was
show
this-
is? Sorry, what show is again?
Love is Indivisible by Twins.
Oh, yeah.
So, how this show was for me is
Let's give a premise real quick, okay?
yeah. Go ahead.
Boy and 2 girls. The 2 girls are twins. They're childhood friends. They grew up next door to each other their entire life. Turns out both the girls love him, and he loves both of them. There's your show. What's it called? Conflict? Not conflict.
Love triangle?
Triangle.
A love triangle.
What's the word?
A love battle.
It's like when drama ensues. Okay, go for it, Sky. Tell us what you were gonna say.
So this show for me, it has moments where it's really good because it's kind of a mature twist on a rom-com where the characters do things a little bit like they're not stupid. The characters are
Sure.
not dumb. And I really, really enjoyed that. The two twins have very different personalities. I don't know how I feel about Main Boy. He's just one of those guys that he wants his cake and he wants to eat it too.
He loves to eat the cake.
So I don't know. I basically share the same feelings as you. Is there's moments where it's really good, and then the ending is just like, I don't really like it enough to go watch anymore. But there were some peak moments in the show.
My biggest complaint is actually stems from what you said you liked about it, how it felt mature and like it was a good evolution of rom-com. It was at the beginning. But by the end, they regressed in their maturity and became very childish. And it's just like, okay, that's why there's dramas, because now you guys are childish, and this is the way rom-com writers default to when they got nothing else interesting to go off of.
See, and kind of how I translated that in my head is the girls weren't being their true selves because they were both trying to respect one another.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And then towards the end, when they become children, it's because they're like, I want to
win.
I
am winning. Me. But yeah, that's all I had on my list that I didn't put on here. I don't have a pen on me. I only use a pen on me and I could scratch out my thing. Hopefully I remember. I should remember. Yeah, I'll remember.
That was also mine. I don't really have any others that I want to mention.
What about you, Thane? Do you have anything you wanted to mention in this moment?
No, not really.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
So overall thoughts of the season? Good, banger, mid? What are you thinking? What are you
I'd
guys
say
thinking?
it's pretty above average.
I concur.
Mostly because of several standout shows. However, a lot of them, I was like, yeah, I'm watching it.
I would also say this was above average, but the start of this season for me was really high.
Yes.
And then it peaked back down. Literally within like 3 or 4 weeks, we were about where I'm like, okay, I'm still having fun. I'm sad that I'm not sky high, but I'll take it.
The
Sky,
shows,
I see what you did there. Don't put your
I love that Disney Channel movie too. The decom is good.
It's not a decom, so it's theatrical.
It's a
movie.
full movie.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it Disney?
Yeah.
Okay, good. At least I got that part.
You don't get Kurt Russell in a decom.
Yeah, I definitely share all of your sentiments here. It became very apparent which shows I liked the most when we got to roughly halfway through, when I wasn't behind on a couple shows, and that was very telling to me. That said, I think it was above average. I think all of these shows, as mid as they were, I enjoyed them more than most of the other mid shows I've seen in the previous seasons we've done. So, overall, honestly, this was a above average season of anime. So, kudos to anime over there in Japan. We love you guys. You're doing it. You're doing good work. We appreciate you. That's all I had to talk about for overall thoughts. Shall we get into the meat and the potatoes? Shall we start off with our biggest surprise?
I got a surprise for you.
You got a surprise?
Whip out the wiener.
Whoa.
That's my surprise.
That's a surprise. Don't get that on camera.
Thanks, Thane. That's a gift.
Getting our YouTube channel banned. Well,
So,
it's
my
not
biggest-
live stream though.
My
so-
biggest
blur you.
surprise.
Yeah.
We'll just put paw prints over
Yeah.
the top. The doggy paws.
Yes.
My biggest surprise was Days with My Stepsister. I thoroughly enjoyed this show in its entirety.
Yeah.
The whole way through.
It's a banger.
It's super fun. It's so much fun. It's not what you think. It's a...
Do they fall in love though?
You have to watch
You
the
have to
show.
watch
Oh
it.
shoot!
It's very wholesome. And they act like normal people. It's probably how most people in similar situations would act. It's not what you think, okay? He's not pulling her out of a dryer or anything, or she's not stuck in the oven trying to bake cookies.
Stepbrother, help!
Like that's what you got Thane with. They actually reacted to that one. Pulling her out of the dryer. Yeah, I completely agree. It's not on my biggest surprise because I got 2 other shows I want to talk about, but Skylar is spitting. I will say that. He is spitting.
That was my only one.
The ones that I have on mine, though,
Spitting like a cobra.
are the first one, and I've talked about multiple times on the show already, is called Dahlia in Bloom. It was surprising because it wasn't just your traditional isekai where she uses her previous knowledge to make items that they didn't have in the original or in this new world that she's in now. But it worked out really well. There's a lot of really cool character moments. Also some good relationship moments, which was pretty cool. But the other one is pseudo harem, and this one has started to take the r/anime by storm a little bit. Anyway, whenever it's brought up, I've seen people just like overall just praise it, and I thought it was fun. I don't think it deserves as much praise as it's getting, but it was a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable from start to finish. There was this weird moment in like episode 9 where that seemed like that was the ending of the show, but it just kept going. They even like threw the title up at one point, and I was just like, okay, weird. There's 4 more episodes, but you do you. But that's it. Those are my biggest surprise. Thane, what is this rap you're singing? Because I've been seeing your mouth in something for the past 5 minutes. It's like you've been rapping, spitting out some bars. What do you got for us?
No, I'm just racking up my thoughts. This biggest surprise is a show from last season carried over called Yatagarasu. Now, the first season I didn't mention it because it wasn't like outstanding. It was okay, but then this second half, it got so much better all of a sudden because not only did they go deeper into the world building of this show of these crow people, then they drop this twist like towards the end. You're like, I never thought about that. I just blew my mind. I was like, wow. Not only did the story get better and get darker, but it dropped a twist that's like, because you don't think about it. It's like a twist you don't think about something. You're like, I didn't even think about that. Like they just literally put me into this world, and it's like, oh yeah, there's this, and it's like, what?
So, okay, this is kind of a far reach, but is it similar to like a Steins Gate scenario where you get 12 episodes in and all of a sudden it hits you, you're like, oh, F, like that?
Or is it like a lull in the sea where you're getting like this happy show and then midway through it just crushes your soul?
No, it gets darker at points. It gets darker at points, but this like dark is like, oh, this is really dark, but it's like deeper into the world. It's like, oh yeah, they'd have to deal with something like this.
I see.
Like it's these evil monkey people, and but like the twist is more like something about the world where it's like, wow, like I didn't know that. Like I didn't even think about that detail. That even crossed my mind. It's like puts the whole world into. It's like changes the whole world around, and you're like, that is impressive. That is mind blowing.
Sky's got me thinking about that show now. Did you ever watch A Lull in the Sea?
I did.
Okay.
Back in the day.
That's a classic. I don't know. Good job, Sky. You got that stuck in my head.
I don't know if it would be I guess it could be a twist. But yeah, like in the halfway point, you're like, whoa.
You're like, whoa.
It just gets dark. It gets dark fast.
Yeah.
I like it as a storytelling moment.
It gets like dark at points and then gets happy again.
Enough about anime from 2012. Let's get. I don't know if that was from 2012, but let's get on to our biggest letdown or our biggest dumpy. I'll start, and I was misled by a man in this room. I will point to that man. My biggest dumpy is 2.5D dimensional seduction. I was promised a compelling plot with lots of boobies, and all I got was the boobies.
Hey, the first couple episodes was the plot.
I agree. The first couple episodes was very good.
And that's what I told you to get in.
Yep, very true.
I couldn't predict the future.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame you by
Is the animation really
means.
bad?
It's fine.
Oh.
It's not bad. I'll tell you what happened. This is my story with this show.
I'm reading the manga, and it's not that great either.
So this is more or less essentially what happened to me. I got a couple episodes in. I was like, dang, bro, this is pretty interesting. So I pulled out the manga, and I started reading it, and I got a couple episodes, quote-unquote episodes, past where they were in the anime, and it just got really stale. And I think part of it was because I realized the girl that I thought was best girl was never going to win. And so that kind of just like,
of course,
just way down the... I don't know why I made that noise.
First girl wins.
Yeah, it's classic first girl trope wins. Yeah, it's just not great.
What's the point of even introducing these characters to tease the main character when the first girl's always going to win?
You gotta get everybody involved. Everybody wants to find who they like, and like I'm talking about the viewers. They want to find who they like.
Some shows are daring enough to like, why not everyone?
Those ones are fun.
Yeah. Those ones are more fantasy based. They're not based in reality though. It's like
I like
here in this world, the law is you could have multiple wives.
I like the what's it called, the visual novel route style of an ending where each girl gets their own chapter ending or a couple chapter endings. Those ones are fun.
That's We Never Learn.
yes.
Clanhead.
I mean, that's just a visual novel at that point. Not actual Clanhead doesn't get that though.
Well, there's OVAs that have like 2 different
yeah,
routes.
there are
Yeah.
OVAs, aren't there?
Yeah.
Okay, I never watched those. I just watched it to cry. That was my point. Anyway, though that was my biggest letdown. 2.5D dimensional seduction. Very clever title. 2.5 dimensional.
I like to call it
obvious-
2.5D suck for short.
Yeah, because it's 2.5D, and it's like the guy is just like, I like my 2D waifus, but now I'm interested in a 0.5 of my 2D waifu, you know, because she's real
Wait
life.
until
now.
it gets to
Very
the
clever
3D.
title. I honestly, I can concede that title still is really good. So that's my thoughts, though. It was a letdown. It was a dumpy. What do you got, Thane?
I got 2 dumpies because I couldn't pick between them. So at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh, Tower of God. I didn't watch the first season. I'll try. I was like, holy crap, this show's amazing. Why haven't I watched it before? Why did I pick that stupid Ghost in the Shell show when I could have picked Tower of God? I was like, what? I kicked myself. It's like, why couldn't I think? And I'm kind of glad I didn't because season 2, story-wise, it's still all right, but animation-wise, and the animation does kind of affect the storytelling in a way, it's just bad. Like, there's a scene from a last episode I've watched that's, like, bafflingly bad. And I'm like, how did it get this bad? This first season looked amazing. It kept you gripped. And then the second season, I'm like, what the hell?
So are you saying I should scratch Tower of God off of my watch later list?
I'd say probably scratch it off your anime list and probably put it on your manga list. Or watch the first season and then never bother with the second season.
Yikes. Was it a different studio or something?
Yeah, it was a completely different studio. And it's like, why don't people with these popular manga just go with the same studio? It's like, hey, strike lightning, catch lightning a bottle twice. One Punch Man situation. Everyone remember One Punch Man? Let's just hope Freerin.
I try not to.
Yeah. Is Freerin confirmed for Madhouse?
I don't know, but I'm assuming yes. I'm assuming yes.
Please.
I think it was like a lot of the people that worked at Madhouse that were like putting a bunch of like pictures online saying like, yeah, we're season 2, hooray. So
please.
I'm pretty sure it's Madhouse.
And my second one is Bye Bye Earth, mostly for the storytelling or the world building and how it's like it's there, but it's not very well executed. It's like there's something there, but it's like I don't know if there's a loss in translation from the novels. Because these are from novels, and apparently the novels are pretty popular, and the manga adaptation too. But I don't know what happened here. Like the world building is just kind of muddled, and I don't know. Like there is a season 2 confirmed. I don't know if they're gonna fix many of the problems, but I doubt it. So maybe I'm confused. I'm baffled. I don't get it.
Salute to the homie.
Yeah.
My biggest dumpy was Slime Sama.
Oof.
I got reincarnated as Slime season 3 or 4 or whatever we're
I don't
on.
know if I didn't even hear about it this early, Sky. I was alluding to it, but yikes.
Yeah, this just wasn't fun. And the fact that it wasn't on any of these top 10 or whatever you did, and it usually is, should be telling.
Yeah, fair.
My goodness. Like the first 5 episodes in last season, because it carried over, I was complaining about it then, and then it gets pretty good. Like there's some interesting things going on, and it's like episode 9 or 10, and then we're just freaking boring again. And it was just a slow burn this whole way. I kept going with it because I really enjoyed this show, but my goodness, this was so bad compared to everything else we've gotten, and it's very sad. It was just boring. It's a lot of talking and a lot of things that didn't really matter.
Maybe season 4 will. Maybe it's just building up to a season 4.
It's probably what it is doing, and I don't know if the light novel is this slow at this point. But my goodness, if it is, I would have dropped it.
Problem with converting from usually any book to film, you got to really trim the dialogue and visualize a lot of things like like reading, say, Lord of the Rings, and then watching the films, you realize there's a lot of talking parts because it's a book, and then they rewrite that dialogue to make it flow better for the screen. I'm pretty sure that was the problem. They wanted to get everything on there, but it was a lot of dialogue. So
Yeah, it's just a lot. That's what it was. I felt like every
it's
episode
like you're playing
just
an
talking.
It's like you're playing a choice-based RPG, but it's like get to the RPG part, get to the gameplay.
That was mine.
All right. Unfortunate, but we still got to talk about some more dumps.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the final dumps, the ones that we dropped, the ones that we tried, but they didn't make it throughout the rest of the season. I've got 3, and I already talked about one of them, which is 2.5D dimensional seduction. 2.5 dimensional seduction. I always said the D in before, but wink. It was that one. The other one I've got is Tasuketsu, Fate of the Majority. It's just garbage. I got one more mention of it later on in the show, but more or less just like bad writing, characters you don't care about, a plot that doesn't make sense because it contradicts itself, a lot of issues. And the last thing I've got is No Longer Allowed in Another World. It's based off of the author guy that committed suicide. His name.
Osamu Dazai.
Yeah, Dazai.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to be rude, but like, if you're writing a story about a guy that's just depressed, I wasn't that interesting. You can't just shove him into a fantasy world and call it a day.
Usually, if you write about a guy that's depressed, usually you have a progression to get him out of the depression.
Out, or you show how he got there.
Yeah.
Like Goodnight Poon Poon, for example. Now, that's a banger of a story, even though if it's going to make you cry. This one's just like depressing from the beginning.
Make you cry of boredom.
Yeah, nice. That's all my drops. So I only dropped 3. Honestly, I didn't start with too many this season, but 3 is all I dropped. So
I started with too many, and I should have dropped a few more. I didn't drop Bye Bye Earth. I still have hope for it. I haven't finished it. Maybe it'll get good, but I don't know. Probably not. But one I did drop was Quality Assurance in Another World. It seemed like had a unique art style, but it's just another isekai. It like doesn't grip you like what other isekais have tried. And this is even a manga. I thought, hey, this could be interesting, but no, it's just, and see, one was VR isekai, so you're in a game, so it feels like nothing really truly has stakes because you're just in a game. It's not even Sword Art Online. You die, like you die in the game, you die in real life. It's just they're trapped in a game. And then there's another one, Mayonaka Punch. This is an original. It seemed okay, but like, I was like, I'm not really feeling this one. I'm just going to drop it. Maybe I'll pick it later for the show, but right now, I don't care. Also, the main character is kind of toxic, so it's like, eh. Then there's Grendizer U. Everybody's stupid in the show. That's why I dropped it.
I remember you talking about this one.
Animation quality's bad. It's just based off a 70s manga, and I don't know. I'd probably rather read the manga, but probably not since it's old. I don't know.
Old is bad. Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, I like some old manga, but the mecha
Take
ones
that,
are
Akira.
the mecha ones are.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Then there's Suicide Squad. I spelled with a SC like an idiot, but whatever. Suicide. That's the censored way in case YouTube flags us. Suicide Squad was just it's just Suicide Squad in a generic isekai world, and I'm sick of Suicide Squad, and I've always been kind of sick of isekais, so not a good mix. Like, when are they gonna make something good, Suicide Squad? I don't care anymore. Just have them commit suicide, cause I don't care.
Because they're a squad.
I
like it. I like it.
Is that it?
That's your list.
That's it.
So mine is Senpai is an Oto Kanoko. That's just about a boy that dresses up as a girl. It just wasn't for me. I was 2 or 3 episodes in. I'm just like, yep, I don't care. Next one, 2.5 dimensional seduction.
Yeah, dropping it.
I never picked it up.
I think I got like episode 6 or 7, and I'm just like, oh, I guess we're done.
It's much farther than I got.
Yeah, but like everything kind of got resolved. It's like, oh, I guess we made it over the hill. Episode 3, we solved the problem. So I dropped it. It's just boobies. I
Yeah.
also dropped Sakuna. Sorry, Thane.
Gasp.
I think I got like three episodes
if you don't
in.
if you don't care for the game, you probably won't care for the anime. That's usually how this goes. That's probably like why you probably drop near Automata. You don't care for the game, even though this second half is the better half of the video game.
See, my thoughts with that
Yeah.
one, I guess, real quick, because I would rather play the game first than watch the anime.
Yeah, exactly. If you play the game first and then go watch the anime, you probably enjoy it more, especially if it's more faithful. Sakuna is pretty faithful to the
That's
game.
true.
And so it's the same voice cast, the same style. It's like, yeah, this is like for the fans pretty much. And I'm very surprised it got an anime because it's a very small game. But
Was it
got
an indie
big.
game technically?
I don't know. It's a smaller team that started with indie games, and I think this is like their first AAA venture. You can kind of tell.
I see.
Yeah.
Then the last one I dropped was Elusive Samurai.
Ooh.
I think I got 4 episodes in, and I'm just like, man, I'm really just in the mood for not this.
Yeah, it is pretty violent at times. I love the samurai aesthetic. I would say I have a bias. So I really like this. Although the priest guy is kind of creepy. I would say he's a bit of a pedo, but that's just allegations. But other than that, I quite
That's
enjoy the
just
show. I think the
allegations.
animation is the best, except for that one weird horse game that he plays with this archer, and they use CG models, and it looks really weird.
Did
I
you
don't
see
know.
the horse?
I don't think I even
you
got
didn't even
to
get that
No.
far.
I think I got to episode 3 or 4, and I'm just like, yeah, like this looks really
Like
cool.
the manga is crazy, and the anime does highlight that craziness. So the Abarashi sense, what's the squid guy again? Not Abarashi,
Koro Sensei.
Koro Sensei, Assassination Classroom. He stroked gold again. He did it twice before. He had another manga before Assassination Classroom, and he's done it again. And this one is probably the one people talk about a lot.
Sky, do you think you go back and watch it someday?
Guess you'll have to find out later in the show.
There's no
Yeah.
way I'm calling it out like that. That's crazy. All right.
Man, I spoke praise for both of your
Your dumpies.
drops.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't take my advice
Yeah.
on anything, all right? Not one thing.
Hey, man,
I take
different
his word
strokes-
as gospel.
Different
Everything he
strokes
hates,
for
I
different
hate
perverts.
too.
Am I right? I don't know, man.
You get a fist bumping for it.
There's like a slime trail.
Different
off of us. It's
strokes
like,
indeed.
oh.
Oh. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about our favorite opening from this season. Thane, what was your favorite opening of this season?
There might have been. I might have had. If I look through them, because I must confess, I'm very behind on my anime watching. I'll probably get caught up before this season, but the one that just stuck in my head because I thought it's a banger, it's good, it's a safe choice, and it's Oshinoko. It's just stylistic, it's flashy, it's cool, and I know Cole didn't like it like the first opening.
Got some good
that much.
animation.
You didn't like the second opening either?
Oh, I liked it much better than the first.
Yeah, I like the first opening, but I think this one's also pretty good. It might even be better, although I do say the first opening song is pretty iconic. So, yeah.
What about you, Sky? What was your favorite?
Mine's a little left fielder, I think, for some people. My Hero, Season 7. The intro was a hard rock song, and I loved it. And it's also like the climax of the show, I'm assuming. And it's intense.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't even know what it sounds like. I'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, I haven't. I said I was getting caught up, but I haven't because,
If you've already read it, I don't see why.
yeah.
I typically like the My Hero opening, so I'm sure this is probably just as fun. So this is where my one that I wanted to change is where it is. Originally, and I still stand by this being a banger, by the way. It's the opening from Dahlia and Bloom called Shisana Tsubomi by Nako Misaki. Misaki. It's a banger. The opening's really good. It shows a lot of like character growth with the character of Dahlia throughout the show. I mean, it's spoilery in that aspect, but you really don't get it until you like seen the show and you get it in hindsight and you watch and go, oh shoot, this represents this, this, and this. Very cool. The song's a banger. It feels really good. It's very upbeat and happy and like you just feel proud of it. I don't know. It's so good. enough about that though, because the actual pick is what it should have been from the beginning, which is Shika Noko Noko Koshi Tan Tan. Should have been what I had on here.
Peak brain rot.
Peak brain rot. Such a good opening. So funny. I love the dance. I love the stupid animation in the opening. The song is so stupid and fun too. To the point where I made Skylar watch it, because at one point, like, it shows Koshitan like dead on the ground and she's got antlers sticking out of her head and it says "you dear" instead of "you died," like in Dark Souls.
It's like I get that reference.
I only get it because of these guys. If I'm being honest,
there were several references I got. It's like, oh, that's a reference. That's a reference.
It's good. It's some, like, they exactly put it the best is peak brain rot, and that's literally the whole show. Yeah. They make the joke all the time that they're just a stupid anime. Like, they literally just say things like, we can do that. We can do whatever we want. We're just a stupid anime.
It's a gag comedy.
We're just a gag comedy anime. Yeah. It's very funny. Good show. Opening, best of the season, in my opinion. Like I said, the song's super catchy. I really do like it.
The gag comedies that get me are the ones that are like, they have really, they're like, are, what's the word? I'll come back to it. I haven't mentioned. Wall? Yeah. No. I'll come back when I think of the word.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, Shiganoko, really fun. It's a banger. And I think that can lead us into our hottest takes. And Thane alluded to my hottest take unbeknowingly. Uh-huh. And it's that Oshinoko's endings are far superior than their openings. I think that their endings clear their openings and then some. If the endings are a 10 out of 10, the openings are like a 6 and a 7.
That's pretty harsh.
It's pretty harsh, but I mean it.
I will agree. I do like the endings better than the openings for both these seasons. Yeah, but I still like the openings. I still think that's fine.
I will concede. Season 2's opening is really good, and I think the animation is spectacular, and like the way it like visualizes some things for the story is very, very cool. I still stand by this. I don't like opening 1 of Oshinoko. Nothing against Yosobi. I do like some of their other stuff, but for the most part, I'm not a huge fan of their stuff. That song specifically, I don't really care for at all. I don't know why it got so popular. I can't even think of how it goes, and I've watched the entire season, and I probably skipped the opening too many times.
You can't hate Racing into the Night.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
What is that one?
Racing into the Night.
I don't know. What's it from, though?
It's just an original song of theirs.
Okay, I've probably
There's no
heard
anime to it.
Is it? Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, that sounds fine. That's probably in one of my playlists.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's my hot take. Skylar, you look like you're burning with your hot, spicy take. What you got for us?
My hot take is Suicide Squad in its entirety as an IP, I guess, as a creation, is very uninteresting.
It's Diet Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did you put it too?
No, I didn't. Don't look at mine. But no, like Guardians Galaxy, when I first saw it as a concept, like first it started as like a World War II comic with Rick Flag, and he's like a World War II squad, and then he dies, and then his son takes over, and that's where the supervillains come in. And it was like back in the 70s or 80s, it was darker and grittier, like a bunch of superheroes that got like explosives in their necks if they disobey.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, okay. Like the classic Suicide Squad, like when 70s comics were darker, and then it kept going, and they kept getting into more of the dark but quirky angle, and I was like, no.
Hey, Margot Robbie's hot.
Yeah, she is hot, but
that's all we need.
She's been in better movies.
But you get to see her be really hot in that movie.
And I know that the Suicide Squad is funny, but it's like it's just James Gunn doing whatever he wants. Like James Gunn will usually produce a banger, but it's like when it comes to a better comic book movie, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
It's called a Diet Guardians of the Galaxy.
You're still on about
I'm going to die.
I love how this is so your funny hot take, and Thane just made all your points for you.
Just like how,
That's
just like
so funny.
Another quip, Batman versus Superman is somehow a worse version of Civil War.
Okay, so since you took my segment, let me take yours. No. So your hottest take is...
I'm sorry, you...
That Fortnite is a good game.
I'm sorry, You said your piece. I'm sorry. I went off.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry. I'm so
what's your
sorry.
piece?
I think Thane made it for me.
No, like you literally have nothing to add to it. He's just
Oh yeah, Suicide Squad sucks.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
but Harley Quinn's hot and Margot
Uh-huh,
Robbie's a
yeah.
babe.
Margot Robbie is hot.
She's a babe.
I will say there's one part in the Suicide Squad anime actually where Will Smith is flicking rocks at gamers and it's funny.
It's not Will Smith though, right?
Yeah, I don't
No,
know who it is.
It's discount Will Smith.
His son,
Yeah, his son.
Jaden
It's
Smith.
Jaden Smith.
Thane, what's your hot take? You've been dying to tell it all day.
Sky, if you want to chime in for this, you can. But this is kind of a weird one since I didn't really think of anime. But I just thought of this when I saw news about this, and I say Harry Potter should be an anime, and because HBO Warner Brothers recently announced that there will be a Harry Potter TV show on HBO, and I thought, oh, is it going to be like a different story, like in the same setting? Nope, it's just a readaptation of the books.
Is it animation?
No, it's not. It's live action. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. Like maybe like 40 years, 50 years after, it would make sense. Sorry.
You're good.
But like when the movies are still fresh in people's heads, when they're even still making IPs from the when they're still making stuff from the movies,
world?
yeah, the world, like the Universal Hogwarts or the Hogwarts Legacy game, like I don't see the point in remaking something like in a different format when it's not even like a vastly different format. Like if it was a Harry Potter anime or just an animated series, that would make sense. It's like, oh shoot, it's in a format where they could really do anything, not worry too much about budget or like trying to be creative with stuff. It's animation. And even an actor named Jared Harris, who was the father of Richard Harris, who played the original Dumbledore in the first two Harry Potter films, he's like, people ask like, hey, are you going to play Dumbledore in the new Harry Potter TV show? Is like, no, I don't know why they're even making this. They shouldn't. They should just leave these alone. And it's like, I agree. They should just do something new. Or just not do it at all. I don't get it.
I'll add to your hot take that's not anime related at all.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's got bad world building, and that's why they don't do anything different, because they don't know what to do because the world building's so bad.
I mean,
that was my dance. I don't know what that was.
I mean, J.K. Rowling did write supplementary materials. One of them is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, but I don't really like where that went. Nobody really does. Then they had
it's because
Quidditch.
it tied back into Harry Potter. That's the problem. They're like,
and then they
we got to go back
Quidditch.
to what we know.
Then they had
Which is the
Quidditch Through
school.
the Ages, which that would have been a cool movie, but nope. And then they wrote a book about that little short story you saw in Deathly Hallows Part 1. It's like, that could have been a cool movie. Nope, don't make it. So,
Well, Thane, I have an answer for your question. Money.
yeah, exactly. It all comes down to money. Also, Warner, like every major studios are uncreative these days. They can't think of an original idea.
They're just
anymore.
like, how do we make money? I forgot to make money again. Oh, what's
Yeah.
that one thing that made us a lot of money? Can we just do that?
Just
Just
again?
read that
rehash it.
again.
Yeah, just rehash it.
Star Wars.
Sir, that was actually
money.
kind of bad. It's okay. No one cares.
It was so bad we made money. Do it again.
Yeah.
Run it back. Run it back.
Make more money.
Run it
Yeah.
back.
Load up. We got to the lobby. Jump back in. Load it up.
Speaking of things that make us money, boys. What's your best boy? Who's the best boy making you the most money? This is bad transition.
What?
I know
Well, I
you
mean,
guys like boys, so I figured I'd throw the money in there too.
My best boy is probably going to make a lot of money in at least in his story, and it's Aqua Hoshino.
Okay,
He's just the most compelling protagonist.
That's cheating because he's a boy man. He's a man boy.
What?
Hey, you can still be a boy.
Yeah. What are you talking?
You can still be best boy too.
I wipe away your logic. Your logic makes no sense. I just think he's probably like the only male character I cared about this season because he has the most compelling story.
Very fair.
Also, all the girls want him.
Very true.
He's the boy all the bad girls want.
Yeah. No, he's the bad.
Well, one bad, one good. I shouldn't say bad either. Just kind of like naughty. No, but that sounds dirty. It's
He's
not naughty like that, but like
he makes the good girls go bad.
He makes
There
the
we
good
go. That
girls
song.
go.
That song.
Them good girls go.
Sky, who's your favorite
Man.
boy?
So-
Whose boy? Which boy would you like to?
I assumed
smooch?
I assumed that both of you were going to pick Aqua but based upon your reaction, you might not be picking Aqua. So
Spoiler alert, I'm not picking
I decided
Aqua.
to pick something else. My favorite boy was Kuze Masachika.
Yeah, me
Masachika.
too.
Okay,
That's my best one. I'd smooch.
okay, yeah, let's kiss. He's cool, man.
He's such a gamer, dude.
I love it when shows make characters so relatable, and when they make decisions that I would make, I'm like, bro, I just want to hug you.
It's fun. It's really, really fun.
Oh yeah.
It's from Days with My Stepsister.
Oh yeah. This just popped up. I actually have.
Huh?
It's not. It's from Isla. Sometimes I your feeling it's in Russian.
No.
That's Masachika's from Isla.
Bro, you screwed up.
I definitely screwed up.
This guy. I take back my fist bump.
No. I skipped ahead. Yeah. Okay, no. I'm thinking of the right boy. Yeah. This guy is a straight up homie too.
I'm so confused, dude. Homeboy, come on.
I had written it over here as I don't want to spoil it.
Masachika. So we're talking about the right guy
Yes,
now, right?
yes.
Did you mean everything you said
Yes.
about smooching him?
Yeah.
Because I did. I think he's a gamer. No, he's really cool. I completely agree. I think he makes some good decisions. He makes very logical decisions. My favorite part was when he was sick, and when he found out that crap was going down, he's like, "What the f, dude? Why nobody tell me? I got to get over and do stuff now." And he just takes care of everything.
Yeah, he's
Even though he's
basically Isla's problem solver,
Absolutely.
and she has so many freaking problems all
She's
the
in
time.
a lot of issues.
And he's just always there.
Yep.
He's the guardian angel that everyone needs.
I'd like him.
We don't
as my
deserve
guardian
it, but
angel.
we need
him.
need him.
Everybody needs some Masachika in their life. Speaking of Masachika and that series as a whole, what's your guys' favorite fan service? I'll cheat and go first because that's my segue is Masachika. It's Isla. It's Isla. Sometimes I do feeling in Russian, and it's because it's wholesome horny, and I didn't know I needed that in my anime season, but apparently I did because there's a lot of wholesomeness and there's a lot of horny wholesomeness, especially when he does the hypnotizing thing, and it's just all like, whoa, Nally,
Sisters. Not twins.
Not
Sisters.
twins. Sisters.
I didn't really have many fan service shows. I guess the closest one probably Mayonaka Punch because
Was that the one with the enormous?
No.
Different show. Okay.
Different show. This one, like the main girl was naked in another girl's fantasy, but I dropped that show.
I want to watch this show now.
I dropped that show. Maybe I'll pick it. Maybe we'll see how horny it is if I pick it for the regular show. But the one I picked another one. It's near Automata because
Tubi's butt.
Do you get the achievement and look up her?
Yeah.
There's no way they do it in the TV show.
No,
that'd
they
be
don't.
so funny.
But
It like pops up on the corner. It says
you have to really watch out for the panty shots, but they are there. And unfortunately,
You had an eagle
I'm
eye
not-
out for him.
yeah, I'm not the kind of guy who does it. But
But I did.
Pause.
But I did.
Pause.
Screenshot.
He's got his fingers on the
Yeah.
space bar, just ready.
pause. There it is. But also
Screensaver.
because man, them robots look fine. That art style, they make them look fine. It's like, oh, even 9S, like he's a dude, but it's like, man, as a robot, he looks fine.
Would you say that's some fine AI?
Yeah. I guess, yeah. I mean, they are AI. They're automatons.
Kind of mid joke. Sorry, Sky. Just tell us what you were getting off to
Yeah.
this season.
I was getting off to 2.5D seduction for 6 episodes.
My favorite part, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but it's very relevant to our conversation about the pausing because they have that whole scene where like she's trying to like pause the game. Yeah.
This show's just dumb horny. I don't think we ever even explained it, but they like to cosplay. Like the main girl cosplays. Main boy is a nerd that likes anime, and the girl cosplays as his favorite anime girl. That's where the whole 2.5D that Cole explained earlier comes into play.
Yeah, I didn't even get to that part, but you definitely needed that context to explain.
Yeah,
Understand.
and they like go into the classroom so many times, and she's like, "Oh, look at my new cosplay," and she gets naked, and he's like, "Bro," and so he like moves the whiteboard in front of the window. That's not conspicuous at all. Anyway, it's real horny, and then one of the teachers is super hot and horny too. So
She joins up.
big tits.
Yeah, I concur. That was indeed some fan service of the season. Similar note, but not quite, depending on your thought process. Let's move into the final category on this side of our piece of paper, which is best girl.
There's one clear winner here.
There's one clear winner, and I'm positive, I'm very confident that Skylar and I have the same answer because we have a weird taste in the same anime girls all the time.
It's very true. 1,
2,
3.
3.
Kana Arima.
Let's go. It's too easy. Thane, why didn't you chant with us? Thane?
Because I picked Holo.
Oh my goodness.
This guy's
this
just
guy likes
he
wolves.
likes dogs.
He likes dogs.
I'm not a furry. She was really cute. She's really
If you're not a
cute.
furry, then why are you wearing furry feet?
Where's
And your tail, I see it.
No, it's not.
You have your ears tucked behind your head.
Those are glasses.
It's as invisible as Ben Shapiro's yarmulke.
Yeah, I can agree. Holo's fine. I didn't watch the show because I dropped it last season, sadly. But Holo's cute, sure. Kana clears though. She's just too good.
If you like business,
and she's 18.
if you like business,
That's
you'll
a
like
big win.
You'll like Spice and Wolf because. But I think we'll get into it later. But I think Holo is definitely the it's a highlight of this show.
That's where you're going. I was thinking
Yeah.
you're gonna say like Holo package,
Holo package,
like
yeah.
whole
Yours
package.
was better.
I'm sorry. I
The
thought that's where
whole
he was
all
going.
white. Sorry, thing.
Sorry, Thade.
It
But
was
don't
bad.
worry.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was crashing.
It's okay. Don't worry. You'll get him
Yeah.
next time.
Speaking of Holo, one true pair.
Let's go. New category time.
New category,
My
one true pair.
OTP.
Lawrence and Holo.
That's your OTP?
Yeah, their chemistry is very cute and very satisfactory, especially when there's like conflict in the way, and it's like, oh no, Lawrence, don't lose your girl, and then it's like, I'm not gonna lose my girl, this wolf goddess. It's like, yeah, my boy Lawrence, he secured
that
the
wolf.
package.
It's a key.
I
Sky,
love these two; they're so cute.
we came up with this category for this man in the corner, so I'm going to force him to wait one more because I'm going to give mine, and then he can finally do it. Even waiting the entire season for this. But I must go first. And I pick Dahlia and Wolfred from Dahlia and Bloom. Spoiler alert, they don't even get together by the end of the season. Because it's not really a rom-com. It's just kind of got aspects of that for sure. And it's very clear that, like, in the light novel that precedes this, that they probably do get together, because I'd be surprised if they didn't. They got really fun chemistry. Their relationship is very, very fun, and they're very cute together. And I like them winning together because they deserve each other in their lives. All right, Sky. You can finally do it. What was your OTP?
Mine is Aqua and Ruby.
Oh, no! Oh, my God!
We got him!
This guy, he's a monster. He's a monster. Sky, you're not supposed to give out manga spoilers.
I was just kidding. It's Aqua and
They
Kana.
don't.
Oh, yeah,
They
shoot.
don't. They don't get
Shoot,
together.
yeah, they
in
don't
the end,
hook
I
up,
promise.
they
I
don't.
promise they don't
They
get
don't.
together in the ending. I
Don't give me
promise
that
they
look.
don't.
Don't give me that look. Yeah, Kana and
I'm just
Aqua
I'm kidding.
are our best OTP. Their moments together shine for me so much far and above every other interaction that Aqua has with any other female in the show.
That's some very bold. As a fellow Kana stan, it's very bold saying that when Akane is literally right there, carrying the entire story of this show.
Just this arc.
I mean, I read the manga, man. She does a lot more than just this arc, I tell
And
you what.
I guess it's just the lenses that I see them through. I don't really see Kana as, I don't see Akane as a love interest to Aqua. To me, he's not really interested in her. All the moments that he has with Kana, though, are like, okay, these two are like, they're coupling out. When he's with Akane, it feels different to me.
I agree. It's very, very much so.
I guess I should give you that context of romantically.
Chemistry. They don't have,
yeah,
like, well.
That's a better word, chemistry.
Well, Aqua and Akane have, like, chemistry, but they're not necessarily, like, romantic chemistry. It's almost like,
it's very different.
work chemistry.
Yeah.
They work very well
Yes.
together.
Yes.
But not in romantic senses.
Yeah, that should be the context because Cole's not wrong. Akane and Aqua have some killer moments together, like very emotional.
Yeah.
But it's a different feeling than the romantic feelings that the vibe that I get when Kana and Aqua are together. So
Cool. And that is probably going to be a permanent staple for our categories going forward. It's a pretty good one, and I can think of some very funny things to do with it later on. So stay tuned for those in the coming seasons. But next up, we've got our worst protagonist. This is essentially an offshoot of our biggest dumpy / letdown. I've kind of noticed that this category kind of just like that category just dumps out its own category, which is this one, which is the worst protagonist. So I don't know how much longer this category is going to stay. That's what I'm saying anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the main character, one of the main characters from Fate of the Majority. His name is, and I did not know this until looking it up. That's how bad this show was. It's Sanatsu Narita. Main boy. He's just as bad as the main show. I don't give a crap about this dude. He's got this girl that's also the main character. She's kind of like his girlfriend, but like they hook up they didn't even know each other, and all of a sudden they're into each other like hardcore. And spoiler alert, like episode 2 he dies, but then he comes back. It's the dumbest thing, dude. Just don't even watch this. Bad characters, bad plot, bad show.
Thanos snapped the anime.
That's the joke. It's not really, but I still like calling it that, so we're gonna stick with that. What about you guys? Did you guys have any protagonists you could think of were bad?
I wrote down one, but I just changed it just now because I forgot about the show and then remembered. I think the entire cast of Suicide Squad is very uninteresting.
Damn, they even made Peacemaker uninteresting. He was played by John Cena. He actually was
John Cena?
No, not
in the show,
not in the anime.
in the movie. I mean,
John Cena was the highlight for the Suicide Squad movie, which why they made TV shows to make him boring.
Fair. Rip Peacemaker.
I'm sorry, I stole that again. I am so sorry.
Rip Suicide Squad.
that's all right, Thane. Just I can say less words. Preserve the throat.
He's got a lot of feelings about
I have
Margot
feelings
Robbie.
about Suicide Squad.
Me too.
It's funny that you don't write it down at all.
Because I don't care for the show, but you bring it up and
Ooh,
suddenly...
that means it's the biggest of all dumpies. You didn't even write it down. I'll do one better. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
It was in my watch list, but I didn't even watch it.
You could watch episode 1 through 3, and then you'd be like, "Oh, cool." Just end.
Yeah.
Then who's your worst protagonist?
I'm not sure if I put his name down. It's either Duke Fleed or Duke Freed, but either his first name's Duke, and it's from Grendizer U, the show where I said everyone's stupid. He's stupid too.
Is he the dumbest one?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think he is. His friend might be dumber since he's like generic shonen protagonist.
Fair. Very fair.
But he's also not any better. So, yeah, and there's nothing much to say since I barely remember his show other than he almost gets killed by his own mech or something.
Well, I think we're out of the dump zone. We can start moving into just goodies from here on out unless you've got something to say later on about one specific category, but that's up to you guys if you have anything to say there. Probably not, if I had to guess. But now we can finally get into best protagonist right off the heels of worst protagonist and into the nice rays of sunshine.
This is where I screwed up, by the way, so I'm going to repent of my past transgressions. I confused best protagonist with best boy because I actually cheated and did a pair. I think that Saki and Yuta from Days with My Stepsister are the best protagonists.
They're pretty fun protagonists, no
Yeah.
doubt.
They have such a fun little arc together, and I really, really enjoyed it. Very good human beings.
I completely agree with everything you said. Part of the reason I didn't pick them because I didn't know their names.
Oof.
Fair.
I didn't even know their names the entire time. I could not. That was one of those shows that like you didn't need names because they didn't really say them that much
They say their last names.
all the time.
Yeah, it's Ayase and Miyamura. I
couldn't
got their
tell ya.
first names.
I appreciate it. Very, very cool. I do agree though. They are very good characters. I have something. I have a name. Then I have after it says, but if Sky picks him, this name instead. Skylar didn't pick him though, so I'll say both of them. I'm assuming Thane might have picked it though, so just in case. I'll let Thane go first.
I picked Aqua
Okay, he said
Hoshino from Oshinoko because he's just a man trapped
He's
in a
broken. He's so
Yeah.
broken.
yeah.
He kind of cheats because he knows
He's
things.
just
Yeah.
he's best everything broken because
My OTP is Aqua and Therapy.
Yeah.
I ship them.
Yeah, this man is like trapped in a terrible industry, but he's trying to keep his loved ones safe, and it's very hard.
man's on a mission, but
Yeah,
missions change.
It's
They
a
always
it's a
do.
little bit less than trying to keep them safe and more of a how dare they kill my Oshi.
yeah.
I must kill them now. But he's really good though. He's got a lot of depth, no doubt. But because Thane picked him, I will pick the other one, and it is Dahlia from Dahlia and Bloom. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Dahlia and Bloom is a very mediocre show. It's like a 7. I won't lie. I liked it enough to put it at an 8 because I personally liked it a lot. But honestly, it's a mid. It's a mid show. It's like 7. You could even throw it as a 6, honestly.
That's above average.
Well,
Mediocre's like
you're
5.
Mister. You don't like numbers, okay? In the
I don't like the
industry
word-
of numbers, 7 is mid, okay?
Okay, I
That's
don't
why we
like the
say
word
swimming
mid.
in 7s.
I don't like the word mid.
But you don't like
even.
numbers either. You've
Yeah.
already gone over this.
Numbers scare me.
It's a 7. Heck, it could even be a 6 because I know some people had issues with the animation and the lighting and all that jazz. Regardless, I honestly think Dahlia is a very, very good protagonist. She's got a lot of depth to her, and her trauma from her previous world does slip in a little bit. Not as much as I would like because I want isekais to be a little bit more in depth with their previous stuff, but
Rudy's the
I
best
digress.
example.
Rudy is definitely the best
Yeah.
example. But Dahlia is still pretty dang good, and the stuff that she goes through in her 12 episodes is pretty dang cool. At one point, minor spoilers, at one point she's engaged to this dude because their dad's got him engaged for like a business deal. Her dad's not a bad guy, by the way. It was just one of those things that he thought that the dude was able to like take care of her. Anyway, dude's an absolute jerk. Basically turns Dahlia into this doll robot, doesn't do anything, just sticks doing the same thing, basically devoid of personality. And the dude ends up cheating on her before they get married, so she's able to break off the wedding and become her own person. And it's very cool, and that's why it's called Dahlia in Bloom. Very fitting for it's good show. I'd recommend. That's my favorite protagonist if I wasn't picking Aqua. Moving on to our favorite ending.
I think we all picked the same one here.
It was Oshinoko.
Oshinoko.
Yep.
It sounds like an Alanis Morissette song.
It's such a good song.
I
Yeah.
love it how they roll it into
Yeah.
at the end of every episode.
It's Burning by Hitsuji Bungaku.
Yeah.
Sorry if I butchered that. I'm sure I did.
I don't get why it's Ruby dancing since Ruby's barely in the season.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. So, actually, never mind. I'm not even going to say because the intros are about I don't know what the intros are about. Never mind. I'm looking into it too deep and I went
Yeah.
too far. Forget what I said. Yeah, ending's really, really good, no doubt. Ruby really does take a back seat. I don't know why they chose. Maybe that's why they chose her for the animation, just
Yeah.
because she is a backseat in the season.
Also, there's one line where it's like, Aqua's staying at a girl's house, like, and she like freaks out, like she can't get a teenager pregnant. It's like, calm down. He's not a slut, unlike your mother.
He said it. Get
Yeah.
him, everybody.
There's my hot
Get
take.
him. Not my queen. You
Ai
don't call my
Hoshino's a
queen.
slut. These are all jokes. Joke. Please don't kill me. This is a joke.
Yeah, this ending's great. The last season's ending was really, really good too. I did the similar thing we would roll into. It became a meme where it was almost like the to be continued from JoJo kind of a thing. This one very similar. Does exactly what Skylar says. I think it's even more so than season 1's ending, where it does roll in a little more stronger. So overall fun. The song's so fun too. I really, really enjoy it. Okay, maybe not fun. It's not exciting or fun. It's more of just like a vibe, I guess. I don't freaking know. I'm no music.
The tone
Reviewer.
of that song fits almost every ending of the show.
Yes,
Like every
thank you.
episode that
Yep.
ends.
That's why we have him. He puts our words into better. Do that one too now for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one. Moving into our favorite antagonist / conflict. You're jumping into it, Sky. Do you want to go for your favorite conflict / antagonist?
My Hero Academia. Right now, we have 3 of the baddest villains fighting a bunch of different gamers. and I'm going to talk about it without spoiling it, but we've got All For One, Shigaraki, and Toya, who...
Dobby. Whoa, spoilers. It's Dobby.
Dobby.
Yeah. Dobby must not go back. Dobby must not send Harry Potter back to Hogwarts.
Yeah, Dobby. Excuse me. God, sorry. Anyway, it's so much fun. This ending fight is so good, dude. People are getting clapped, and there's emotions, and there's fighting, and hurting, and dying, and it's everywhere. And My Hero, it peaked. It's peaked right now, and
That's cool.
I'm really enjoying this final battle / arc.
Your excitement makes me wish I would have waited for the anime instead.
Yeah, the final panels in the manga are very messy.
It's hard to see what's happening.
He's like almost feels schizophrenic drawing it because he's trying to cram in so much action and there's like so much detail he's trying to pop in that's like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of those memes. You know, it's like when you pause anime and the faces look so jank.
Is that what the anime kind of looks like too occasionally?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's just weird, wacko faces. And you're just like,
they're probably just cramming. They're like,
but still peak though.
I love it. Oh, I love it, dude. It's so good.
Thane, what was your favorite antagonist / conflict?
Mine is Ashikaga Takayuji. He was a real person that exists. He did an actual terrible thing, and that's the kind of kicks off the premise of the show. He's like, he always has this smile and it's this like aura around him, his confidence, but he's actually a demon. That's what makes him so compelling. So there you go.
And last but not least, my favorite conflict was being step siblings. That's the conflict.
Yikes.
Dude, you're just like a poet. So poetic, dude. So poetic.
Honestly, like, as much as I liked all the shows that I've watched this season, I literally think the conflict of those two being step siblings drove that whole plot so far. Like, if they were step siblings, they'd just be like, hey, let's bang. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
literally episode 3.
Right.
Right?
Right. And the thing is, too, with that is, like, shows that are akin to this, the super horny ones, don't really care.
No.
Like, the whole step sibling thing is just a kink, it feels like. This is like an actual mental thing that they're trying to navigate like normal people would.
Exactly.
And that's why it's so good.
Yeah, I agree. It's it was very riveting. It's what got me to keep watching. I won't deny that near the end of this season, I was slightly kind of falling off a little bit. But I think the final episode was superb. I want more. I don't really want more enough, I guess, to keep going with it. But we'll talk about that in a second. But before we do that, we got one more category before then, and it is better or worse than the manga. Was there any shows that you watched that were better or worse than the manga or the original source that you watched?
I would have said Tower of God, but I haven't watched yet. That's another category. Wink, wink. But the one I picked for better is Elusive Samurai. Elusive Samurai is crazy manga. It's a crazy good one. It's just gore everywhere in parts, like very gory for a Weekly Shonen Jump show manga. And the anime just like encapsulates it perfectly with like the fluent animation, the like 90s vibes at times, like this is straight from the 90s, all except for that weird CG horse episode. The animation just slaps, and that's what propels it to like either be good or better than the anime.
Nice. I actually do have an answer for both of these in a way. It is the first one is Oshinoko. It's definitely better than the manga. Like, the manga is still awesome. I think this doesn't overshadow the manga. It makes better. It lifts up, right? It does things that the manga was unable to do because it wasn't in motion. And now that it is in motion, we get some crazy cool things that I will be talking about in a couple more categories. So stay tuned for that one. And the worst one is actually 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. Like I said, I watched a little bit of the anime, then I jumped into the manga. And like I said, the reason why I think the anime is worse is because it's so much slower than the manga. I was getting through the manga, and I think I probably got to what I think would have been the end of this season in like 2 days of
It
reading.
just has more detailed animation. It's one of those horny.
I don't even think it's the detailed animation. I think it's because they sit on that detailed animation. You know that
it's one of those horny manga that like the artist is really good, but he uses his talents to just like draw women's boobs and asses.
Yes, and that only takes up one panel, but in an anime, it takes an entire slow pan up of like 15 seconds or more, or whatever the freak they're trying to do. And so as a result, we end up having episodes that probably are less chapters than your typical adaptation of a manga.
Sometimes you just hate pacing in anime when they're just like unnecessarily slow just to fill in runtime. It's like, you guys gotta have better pacing, man. This is terrible.
And that's what this felt like. Skylar, what about you?
I also picked Oshinoko as the manga, or this is better than the manga. Like you already mentioned, how I would describe it is it brings the show to life. I remember this arc in the manga not being very fun for me because it's like we're talking about a fake story within a fake story at this point.
Yeah.
And we get introduced to the new character of the writer, and she's just kind of a weird little bitchy girl.
Neat.
And very uninteresting from what I remember. But this brings it to life. We get music, we get voice acting, we get the tones of lines being delivered, and we really understand the feelings. It's so much easier for me to understand somebody's feelings when I can actually hear. You can hear their feelings within their tone of voice.
Yeah.
And that really brings this whole arc to life, in my opinion. So.
Man, wouldn't it be super meta if like Mango, what's her name? Mango, the anime artist.
The artist, Mango?
Yeah, she's like, hey, my next manga is Tokyo Blade. It's like, what?
That'd be pretty meta. No doubt. That'd be kind of funny if they did that. Yeah, I agree. Pretty much everything this guy said. So, next on our list is the I need more, or the gonna go binge the manga now category. And I've got a weird pick because I'm not necessarily gonna go binge the manga because there was a season 2 announced of this, and it's Isla Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. When the season first started and I watched a couple episodes of the show, I did pull up the manga very similar to I did with 2.5D or 2.5 dimensional. I don't like the manga as much though. So I think the anime was better, and because we're getting a season 2, I'm probably not going to do the manga, but after season 2 I may pick up the manga. I don't know. Regardless, it's still a fun story, so even still I'll probably end up reading the manga at some point in my life, just knowing who I am and how I work. What about you, Sky?
I have 2. I also put Isla, but once again, after the season 2 thing, I'm like, the same as you. But I have My Hero. I don't know exactly where this one's going to end, but I do not want to wait 2 more years for a movie, so I'm going to just finish it after this. And then the other one is Days with My Stepsister. I really want to see where it's going. It's definitely one of those predictable shows where you could predict the ending, but I want to see how they get there.
Do you think they'd ever do a season 2 of that?
I don't know. I don't know if it was popular enough.
Yeah.
But then again, there's other shows that are really bad that get season 4s and 5s, so who
Fair.
freaking knows?
What you think? What you binging?
So it was more spurring off from the first season than the second season, but probably also because I don't have an excuse not to watch any more of it. It's Tower of God. Like, the first season really puts it into like perspective, like, wow, this is an incredible world. This is really fun. And the second season's like, wow, I'd rather just go read the webtoon. It's completely free online, and I could just go read it on my phone or watch it or pull up on the web browser. It's like, I don't know why I'm still watching the anime. But yeah, it's like, I hope it gets better for like the inevitable season 3, but I don't know, man. It's pretty rough right now.
Yeah, fair. Well, we're running down at the end of our show today. We got two more categories until we talk about our best anime of the season. And after that, we got a couple more things to talk about. But before then, let's go into our second to last, third to last, whatever you want to call it. And it is our most memorable moment of the season. For me, the most memorable moment is from Oshinoko specifically. And I think it's like episode 3 or 4. It's whatever episode is the first episode they start the play proper. Because it starts the episode as if we're an audience member watching the play, and you get to see the 360 stage slowly turn as they're acting the play. And I was blown away by that. Like, I had a rough idea of how these 360 plays are working from the manga itself. But when they let us watch the play for the first 15 minutes of that episode, instead of doing anything else plot related, just like, here, watch this play so you get an idea of what the characters that we are portraying are doing in their world. I was just like, dang, this is cool. This is super sick. And I love that they did it the way that they did it, making us an audience member rather than, and they did this later on, but that first 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I don't know how long exactly it was, but having us only with that audience POV instead of having the camera always on these characters as if we're watching a movie instead, but they forced us to be the audience. Super, super good. In my opinion, that was the move. And we didn't necessarily get that in the manga, and I think it was much better because of that. I think that's the reason why I put Oshinoko is better than the manga, because of things like that they were able to do with the medium that they had available, because of motion, more or less. They can't do this in a manga because there's no motion. They can't show the 360 stage moving. That's my favorite mode of the season.
My most memorable moment was the play itself, Tokyo Blade, and it's like, wow, is this how all these plays in Japan are like for anime? I want to go watch one of these. This is cool. I would love to go watch one of these, like probably for a manga I know, because like if I go there and watch one I don't know, I'll be like, I don't know what's going on.
Fair.
But yeah, it's just like, yeah, it really like makes you want to go watch a 3D play or whatever they call it.
360.
A 360 play.
It's like
it's like, yeah, I'll go. Yeah, if I go to Japan, I'd probably want to.
They probably have 360 stages somewhere here, if I had to bet.
Yeah. Somewhere in America, yeah.
Somewhere in America, maybe.
They usually
like
do it for museums and stuff, from what I remember. But I'm pretty sure they also have like very artistic plays, probably like in Las Vegas or something.
I one time went to a concert that was in a 360 stage, where the band was in the middle and they were spinning, so everybody could see them.
I know that there's a stage that hip hop artists go to where it's like it's in the center, and then they're playing in a circle. Like I saw Kanye do it, Kendrick did it. I don't know what stage that is, but it's like, that's pretty cool. It's like a little stage in the center, and they're just performing.
What about you, Sky? What was your favorite moment, memorable?
So I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to spoil it, but there is 2 specific fight/death scenes in My Hero that are just so emotional. Very good stuff.
Nice heart-wrenching moments.
Yeah, the one we got was like, to me, the entire show with this specific character was leading up to this one moment where this individual just loses it, collapses. All the walls are down. All the emotions come out. It's a family affair.
I imagine it's probably even better as the anime.
It was so good.
Which is another reason why I want to watch this season at some point.
Yeah, it was so good. And we just got that either today or yesterday as of filming this. I think it was... it might have been yesterday. I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So good, though.
Nice. And the last category we have before our best of the season is our special awards. Do you guys have any special awards you want to give out?
I wrote one and then thought of another one. For best lolly, I put Sakuna.
Nice. Got the goddess who's a million years old.
Yeah. And then for the next one, I got best black comedy, and that's Elusive Samurai. I haven't quite caught up with the anime, but there's a character in the manga where it's like he has this like goofy smile, this goofy like small face. And he's like, yeah, I like to bathe in the blood of my enemies, and then it shows like a graphic depiction of him cutting down an enemy, and it's like, that's messed up.
Jeez. Sky?
I've got the Fall Hard Award, and this goes to Suicide Squad.
Ooh.
Where the first 3 episodes were fun, and then after that, it just took a nosedive. It sank like the Titanic.
Rip. My special award is the most exciting rom-com gimmick. We had a summer of love, and we had a handful of different rom-com gimmicks between step siblings that actually behave like normal human beings and harems portrayed by one person acting as a bunch of different characters. But to me, the most exciting rom-com was the fact that Isla hides her feelings in Russian and Masachika knows Russian. I don't know why, but to me, that was so freaking good and so funny.
That was another thing we probably should have brought up when we were talking about him as best boy. because he keeps the ruse going
Yeah.
because he knows how bad it will affect her.
He just lets it go.
And whenever that moment shows up, I feel like that's going to be the
Shit.
moment of the show where it peaks.
I'm very excited.
This is what I predict, okay? This is going to be on record. I predict that he's going to tell her that he loves her in Russian. And maybe he'll say something like, I can speak Russian. I have this entire time. I love you. Something like that.
He's like,
That'd be cute.
Isla Sukadiat.
Is that what it is?
No, that's Cover Years Kids. It's fuck, bitch.
Gosh. Shout out to all the Russians out there
Yeah.
who got that before I did.
Well, that's a meme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very fun. I'm a big fan of that. And kudos to that writer. Very clever. Got me excited about the dynamics. I just wish we had more. There were so many times I'm like, why isn't she speaking in Russian? I wanted more of that dynamic. 2 more.
Because she gets like this soft, like childish voice when she speaks Russian.
Does the Russian sound authentic from the voice actress?
Not
guess I'd
as
have to
much as
hear
the
it.
dub, honestly.
Oh.
So the dub, Isla is voiced by Sarah Natochenny, which is the English voice actor for Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
And she speaks Russian.
And she, I think Russian's her first language,
That's
and so
Wow.
she's able to do the Russian scenes very well.
That's awesome.
As a result.
I'd have to look that up.
And
also,
so-
and for the harem acting, like, is she like a really good actress, which is like, or is she like, or is
Yeah. So pseudo harem, yeah. Her whole gimmick is she's a very good actress in
Okay.
world, and so she can act all these different
it'd be funny
tropes, like the
it'd be-
tsundere
yeah.
and so on.
It'd be funny at the end, like if he just like imagines it's really good, and everyone's like, "Wow, you're a really bad actress." It's like, oh, that's dark.
It's a very cute show, by
Yeah.
the way. I don't know if Dan would ever care about it, but if you want to not watch a nice, just gushy, cuddly, nice romance, that's a good one for you. Pseudo harem.
Yeah.
You could get through it in like 2 days if you binged it, basically, because it's that cute and fun to watch. Nice resolution too. Honestly, it has a nice solid ending at the actual end because the 9-episode thing is weird. Anyway, without further ado, it is now time to get into our best anime of the summer season of 2024. So, in the past, we've kind of just like gone down the rows and stuff like that. I think this time we'll each give our 3, and then we'll each give our 2, and then we'll each give our 1s. That way we can just talk about them individual and slowly go up. So, if you'd like to start, Sky, with your number 3, what do you got?
I'm gonna change my 2 and 3 here.
Okay.
Live. My number 3 is Days with My Stepsis.
Okay.
Stepsister. It's good. I've already talked about it enough. I don't need to say any more about it. So
That's a good one. Dane, what about you?
Number 3 is Spice and Wolf. Season 2 announced, baby.
Let's go. To all you fans.
yeah.
Spice Wolf, congrats.
Maybe I'll watch the original. I don't know.
Did you just whoop into the microphone?
I should have.
Wolf.
I was gonna
Wolf.
say sentence, but it sounded like I went woof.
You went woof.
I actually wrote as Worf. So
Nice. All right, my number 3 is Dahlia and Bloom. Like I said, all the other things, it's mid, but I loved it. That's why it's number 3. You heard me talk about it enough. Number 2, Thane. What's your number 2?
my dear friend Noko-tan,
Nice,
or known as
nice.
Shika Noko Koshtantan.
It's a banger.
Your weed's
And I was
bleeding
looking
through,
for
Thane.
I was looking for the words to say, but and I found it. It's when a stupid comedy works if they're endeared in their stupidity, and it just goes full ham into it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, like when they go with it, they're like, yes.
I think the fun part with that is like Koshitan
Uh-huh.
is aware of the stupidity.
Yeah.
And she's like losing her mind. She's like, guys, stop being stupid. Like,
It's like,
I know we're a gag comedy, but like, come on. We have to
Yeah.
do things.
They always have that kind of character to keep it normal, but it's like,
the straight man.
yeah, the straight man.
Yeah. My number 2 is Isla sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. And this is solely based on, my top 3 is solely based on, these are the shows that I was excited to watch every time they came out with an episode. Everything else I got behind every now and then. But these shows, I did not. What's your number? Ooh. I'll start with number 1 because we went down the line.
I didn't
'Cause
do
you-
number 2 yet.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. I guess I did go down the line, but not quite. My bad. Forgive
You're
me,
fine.
Skylar. Number 2. What you got?
My number 2 is My Hero Season 7. Freaking good, dude. So much fun. Like I already mentioned, everything leading up to with this one specific character that just boils over and basically blows up in front of him and all of his family. It's so freaking good, dude.
I remember those chapters specifically.
Yeah.
Those are good stuff. It's crazy to hear you say season 7 out loud. I didn't realize that's how many seasons it had been.
Yeah.
And without further ado, let's get into our number 1. I'll start, and then we can go Sky and then Thane. My number 1 is Oshinoko, for all the reasons we've talked about, and because Aka Akasaka is my...
He's your soulmate.
Oshi. He's my Oshi.
What's Oshi?
My number 1, my star.
Oh, that means my star.
Yeah. My favorite idol.
My favorite.
Yeah.
What do you got, Sky?
Ditto.
Yeah, me too.
Oshinoko.
There's no way.
Yeah.
We got to...
It's a clean sweep.
It's a clean sweep for number 1. It's been a while since we had a clean sweep.
Yeah, I think
I'm happy about that.
Was it Oshinoko season 1?
It might have been.
Or Chainsaw Man.
I cheated Chainsaw Man. I gave it to Pokemon because it was the last episodes with Ash. I remember that one. Yeah, Oshinoko slaps.
Yeah.
It's really freaking good. And when we get to it, we'll talk about it a little bit more later on, I bet. So, that is our top 3 anime of 2024's summer season. Let's just quickly get into shows that we wished we watched and then some manga downloads we had over the last couple of weeks. The shows that I wished I watched are The Elusive Samurai, for all the reasons that Thane has said. And also, I love Assassination Classroom. And another one that none of us had even looked into, but apparently it was really, really good and people really liked it. And it literally was the second one on the Mal top 5. It's Makine, Too Many Losing Heroines. Supposedly,
I saw clips of that.
It's just
it's
dumb
like,
fun.
that looks funny. That looks.
Yeah. So that's one I might pick for our anime season at one point, just because it's a gimme, right? At this point, it's supposed to be a good one, and none of us had seen it, so it'd be a good one. Those are the shows I wish I watched.
So one I picked was Monogatari Monster Season and Off Season, because like, man, I wish I didn't stop watching Monogatari. I was because I'm a few seasons behind. It's like, and it's got really good scores. I really like Monogatari. I'm gonna have to start over again if I want to understand the plot. So yeah, and the other one is Slime Sama. I don't know the short name, but yeah, I really liked the season 1 I watched. Since like, oh man, if I got caught up, but knowing turning Skylar about season 3, it's like it's gonna be a hill I'm gonna have to climb. Maybe season 4 will be a lot better.
Yeah, honestly, you could probably. I'll let you know, but I'm almost certain that you can skip almost the entirety of season 4.
Wow.
3, whatever one's out.
Yeah.
Season 1 and 2 are so freaking good, by the way. Like, that's why I'm so disappointed. I don't think this show's bad by any means, like this season anyway, but comparatively, it's tough.
Was that all your shows, Thane?
Yeah.
Okay.
So mine was, I picked Elusive Samurai as well, even though I watched the first couple episodes. I dropped it, but like Nicole already mentioned, that Thane has already mentioned throughout this entire show.
Fingers crossed Clover does not pull a Promised Neverland, because Cloverworks, they were behind. They handled Promised Neverland, and look what happened with that. But
Womp womp.
Let's hope the creator says, please, no, treat my manga right.
I will say, Elusive Samurai is still serializing.
Yeah.
Promised Neverland wasn't, I believe, when they started it.
When the season 1, it was still, but it was like it was wrapping up. Season 2, it was over, and then I don't know what.
I don't know.
I still had that conspiracy theory. If you've heard it, I'm not going to go into it here, but if you want to ask,
I just think in my head canon is, as they were working on season 2, everyone got deathly ill and on the verge of death. Nobody died, but they had to release something. So.
like got COVID.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
all of it.
The 2018 COVID.
Yeah.
This was. This is just sad. So I don't know.
The typhoid swept in the office one day. Someone dropped a vial.
Everybody broke both their arms, and they had
Got
to finish with their mouths clapping the keyboard.
Yeah.
They got
smacking it.
smallpox. Orange, baby.
Everybody got the mixed squirts from Mickey D's.
Yikes.
Nobody could come into the office for a whole month.
Was that the only one, Sky, that you had?
Yeah,
Actually,
just,
real quick, my conspiracy theory is that they sold the rights of Goldly Pawn to a mobile game company.
Mobile game. Yeah, I remember that.
It's like, you bastards.
All right, last but not least, let's talk about some manga standouts. I have more than usual to talk about. So if you guys have things to talk about, by all means, go for it. And I imagine some of you guys will cover over the things that I have to talk about too. So if you'd like to, Sky, let's hear from you.
We got Boruto. Boruto's incredible. If you don't like Boruto, then you should read the manga because you will.
We ought to just get like an audio file to play at this part of the episode.
Just click the
it's
button.
Always about Boruto because I swear one of us says the same thing every time.
Yeah. Another one is Zom 100. It's good.
Fun.
Free Ren. It's a banger. The latest volume that Cole and I just read.
Yes.
So good.
I'm going to sneak in here because
Go
that was
ahead.
one of the ones I have on here.
Go ahead.
So the latest volume came out. I think it's volume 11. Leaves on a crazy cliffhanger. Very, very fun volume. And this is where it gets caught up on the Viz Manga app. So I've been reading ahead on the Viz Manga app. That next arc, still a lot of fun. And Free Ren after that even arc is still a lot of fun. Free Ren is so good. Season 2 is going to be amazing. Boom. Go, Sky.
Next, I have Hema 10. It's
Yeah, dude.
it's-
I'm so pumped for this one.
It's Nisekoi number 2.
Nisekoi 2. We're
Or
back.
Nisekoi number 10.
Got him.
I'm very. This is on my list too. I'm very excited about Hema 10. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the direction. Nisekoi.
Yeah,
It's
I
literally
want
it.
200 more chapters of this.
I'm gonna reread Nisekoi. I'm so excited.
Maybe I'll reread it with you. And then the last one I have is Oshinoko. It's almost done, and I'm sad, but it's good.
I've noticed when season 1 was airing and the episodes are coming or the chapters are coming out alongside the episodes, it was like a high point of the manga. They're doing it again. It's a high point of the manga at the same time as the anime. I think Akka's cooking because he knows that he's going to get more sales around this time if he does that. So, very good thinking, Akka.
Very smart. That's all.
So this is the Jump Plus appreciation corner because there's a lot of good stuff on Jump Plus that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. One of that is Centuria. Centuria is incredible so far. Like it's like has that Berserk vibe, and it just has like really interesting Lovecraftian style world building. And there was a very sad death recently that actually got to me, and I'm like, no. But yeah, and then there's a short one that just wrapped up, but man, it's a quick read and it's a depressing one. It's called Gift of Poison. If you want a quick, shocking, depressing read that it's like, man, I could never be that petty. Read that one. And then there's one called Mad. It's also depressing, but it's more of like a mysterious way. It's like, oh God, what's gonna happen next? It's just about an alien invasion. That's all I'll say about that, because if you go into it without knowing much, the front cover doesn't even show you anything. But if you go into it not knowing much, you'll be like, what the hell is this? I can't look away. Then there's One Piece, the classic. Jujutsu Kaisen's wrapping up, and it's good. Chainsaw Man, good. Especially this last chapter. Yikes. And Dan, I don't know how he does it. He still keeps going.
Dan still peak. It's still peak.
There's an anime adaptation coming next season, so
If you're not reading Dan, I don't know what's wrong with you. I know there's an anime adaptation coming out, but like still, you should have been on Dan literally months ago when me and Thane have been screaming about it since then. I know I'm looking into the camera, but I'm specifically directing my words to a specific person in this room. And I'll leave it at that. So, aside from the ones that these guys had brought up, I've got one quick one. It's called No Gyadu in this class. It literally started a week ago. There's 4 chapters out because it dropped 3 chapters on day 1. I think it's going to be a cute one. It's not going to last very long, I don't think. But it's cute, so I'm enjoying it. And then 2... All right, Kagurabachi still peak, by the way. I don't know why people don't read that one as well. There's another guy in this room that doesn't read it. I'm not really sure why he's not, but... I don't think
really
reads
like
it.
that,
I know
yeah.
Thane's reading it, but like...
I mean, I heard that
Who
guy
could the other
dropped
person
it.
be?
What?
Yeah, that guy dropped
kind of
it. Isn't that
monster are
crazy?
you?
We need to just go
Yeah.
beat him up or something.
Kagurabachi him up, you know?
Yeah.
Like that favorite scene where he goes, I'm a Kagurabachi all over this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he says, I wake up and think about things I hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay, so I've got 2 really quick that I'd like to talk about because I think they are very good for basically the same reason. They're both rom-coms. One of them is less so of a rom-com, but it's got a lot of elements of rom-com and still a rom-com. And jumping off the Jump Plus, that's what it's from. It's in the Jump Plus app. It's called Beat and Motion. Now, I've
I like Beat
rang
and
this
Motion.
drum a little bit before, but we've hit a very nice peak of this manga, and I'm pretty dang certain it will be animated at some point. But if you want a nice story about creators wanting to create something and finding inspiration to create the thing that they want to create with a slice of some nice romance, read Beat in Motion.
I mean, this last chapter was about winning a contest, and the manga creator won a contest to get his manga in here. So it's prophetic.
It's very, very good. I highly recommend
I don't know
Beats
if
in
prophetic
Motion.
is it, but it's more like he was
Like a
inspired.
retelling,
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess
of his
I don't
own
know.
story, almost.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, read Beat in Motion. It'll be animated someday. But until then, we have the manga in its entirety. It's
Also,
not finished yet.
Kagurabachi, good news. Like, it was like in the middle of the week in Shonen Jump Ranks. Recently, just spiked up to the top because I guess Jujutsu Kaisen's ending. So it's like we need a new,
they need
dark and
a new
edgy.
JJK.
Yeah.
The last one is another one I got into over the past month, and it's called Tune Into the Midnight Heart. If you like quintessential quintuplets, this is your manga. All you quintuplets fans wanting your harem-esque manga where you don't know who is going to win in the end, this is your new jam right here. Tune Into the Midnight Heart. There's only like 40 chapters at the point, so it's a quick read. The main character is completely goated, by the way. He's a Chad, absolute Chad boy, who literally can do no wrong. Very, very cool dude. All the girls are very fun. Read it. Tune Into the Midnight Heart. Very good stuff. And that's what we have. That's all we have for the rest of the show. That was not for the rest of the show. That was the show. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Next time, in another week, we'll be doing the fall 2024 preview in a nutshell, whatever you want to call it. We'll go over every single show that's going to be airing in that season, and we'll briefly talk about that. We'll talk about the stuff we're going to be watching, and yeah, look forward to that, everybody. Thank you guys for being with us. We hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know what you guys think about the 2024 summer season down in the comments below. What was your favorites? What of our takes were trash? Let us know. Tell us why Oshinoko's openings are bad. Thank you guys. Have a great life. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.